I'm running out of ammo quite steadily with my shotgun, so I'm going to switch back to my pistol now. You can get critical hits, as you can see. There's also melee. And there's also jiggly things. Hello Reformers, and welcome to this special feature of Dimension Drifter. Now, Dimension Drifter is a game by one person. His name is Paul Schneider, and he came out with a game called Unloved a little bit of time ago. And personally, I absolutely loved Unloved. Yes, there we go. That's out of the way, isn't it? Anyway, this is his new game. Personally, I think this is really, really fun. It's a third-person explore roguelike shooter thing. It's very fast, and you'll see exactly what it's all about in just a second. Alright, so this is our main little lobby area here. As you can see, this is very bare bones at the moment, because obviously it's, you know, it's early access, and, you know, there's no real money, as you can see in the shop. Seriously, no real money, I promise. Coming soon. And then there's also a whole bunch of customization as well. So, for example, you can unlock certain trinkets, combat gear, pistol mods, shotgun mods, and so on and so forth. You have your character here. I would assume that you can probably decide which character you're going to be using. I would assume that there's going to be a whole bunch of different choices. And then you have melee, of course. This is also more coming soon. Then you have a wide array of different customization you can do with your pistol. So you can see here that I have a wide variety of different weapons here. As you can see, these can be found in booty chests, and they can be unlocked through story mode. You can also select the Ranger Special there as well. These are all unlocked by doing different things, and I can change the color of anything on the gun, basically. So if you'd like to do that, then of course you can. Otherwise, there is a shotgun. The shotgun is also very similar in the way that there are many different weapons to unlock, different variants of shotgun. And yeah, apart from that, you can level up. You can level up your drifter and gain even more customization as you go. So as you can see right here, I have 100 pistol bullets, 33 shotgun bullets. I have about 33 HP. So let's see what we can do by going into the mechanized factory. And as far as I'm aware, these are all randomly generated as well. So let's go in and see what it's all about. You can see here, it's extremely fast. It is very fast, this game. And we're going to be opening up different doors and fighting enemies. And I will try my best to survive. Now bear in mind that most of the enemies will have projectile, shall we say, projectiles, yes. They will have projectiles that they will be able to fire against you, in comparison to some enemies which will have hit scan weapons. And those hit scan weapons will obviously be much, much quicker. They will just hit you almost immediately, but they do a little amount of damage, not too much. Now you can see here, these purple orbs, yeah, they are going to be very difficult for me, because as you can see, they actually home in on my position. So that is not very good. I'm actually going to bring out my shotgun here, because it might need it. It seems like I cannot jump either. There is no jumping by the looks of things. So I will just need to do this the old-fashioned way. Unless I haven't figured out how to jump. Maybe I haven't figured that out. But anyway, point is, shotgun, very powerful. Can have two different firing modes. One is an explosive shell, which you can fire against the ground, and it just basically blows everyone away in the area. Or you can just use the standard shotgun, you know, firing the pellets and shells and things at the enemy. And yeah, otherwise you can pick up ammunition, you can pick up HP, you can pick up armor as well. Very, very Quake-esque, you know, the way that it does that. It doesn't have regenerating health or anything like that, so if you are not a fan of regenerating health, then, you know, well, this game has you covered. And by the way, if you'd like to check it out, there is a link in the description. So far, I personally feel like the game is really polished, and that's kind of amazing already for it to feel this good. Like, it feels really, really good for a game that is already just in early access. It's, you know, it's just in early access. It's not, you know, it's not like ready to be released or anything like that in terms of full release. But it's so smooth. It's just so smooth, and you know, actually having a game that smooth this early on is really very encouraging, especially for a game like this, where you are going to be running around and you don't want any frame drops whatsoever. I am having no problems at all when it comes to performance, and that's kind of amazing because I have a pretty old PC right now, so obviously, you know, for it to run well on my system, that's encouraging. Very, very encouraging indeed. And I'm taking a huge amount of damage. I'm taking way too much damage here. I'm going to go through here, see if I can pick up a couple of health orbs. And I think I'm running out of I'm running out of ammo quite steadily with my shotgun. So I'm going to switch back to my pistol now. You can get critical hits, as you can see. There's also melee. And there's also jiggly things. Yeah. They did that. Anyway, so if you like jiggly things, and you like bullets, and guns, and blood, and, well, fast-paced gameplay, then I think Dimension Drifter is certainly something you should take a look at. Otherwise, I'm going to continue playing here, and let's see how we do. Let's see how we go about this. And there's actually someone over there. Maybe I could snipe him? Yeah, no, not really. Not doing very well there. Right, so the main objective as well about this game is that you are going to try and find a portal. And that's exactly what it's all about. You know, you're a dimension drifter. You basically go through different dimensions attempting to find the exit, or, you know, attempting to find different things in the level, and indeed ridding evil and so on and so forth, you know, just trying to do that, and while trying not to get killed by purple balls in the process. Now, once you do that, you get a new level, you get some experience, you unlock some additional things. There are also new enemies to unlock as well. So the game is not going to get tiring in that regard, because you think to yourself, oh, these are all the enemies that I'm going to get? No, these are not all the enemies you're going to be able to fight. You have many, many more enemies. I actually did just unlock the guys that throw those purple balls at me, so yeah. That's great, because before I just had the ones that did not home in or anything. They were very, very simple to dodge, but now no, they're not simple at all. Anyway, yeah, there is also a slow motion button. This is the slow motion. I'm using it right now. It's basically, it's not slow-mo for me, obviously. I'm still going to move around at exactly the same speed, but the enemies are going to move around very, very slowly. And yeah, that's obviously going to make everything a lot easier for you. Anyway, this is the exit, so I'm actually going to use this. If you like, you can go through the entirety of the area if you want, and you can see here that I actually killed 76% of the enemies, and you can also see here that the booty chests I did not explore enough. So in other words, I was not rewarded with these unknown chests. So that's kind of a shame, in my opinion. That's kind of a shame. But obviously, I have gained a reward, which is going to give me eventually a new pistol, as you can see right there. So I need to complete another level, and then I'll be able to unlock this pistol. And you can see that there's actually a little bit of a story here as well. Where do I even begin with this mess? I clearly remember a time before the demons fucked this world to shit, but everyone's telling me they've been here long before I was born. Maybe I'm just insane. Then there are the drifters, people with special abilities. Not sure when I first noticed any of my powers. They seemed just natural to me. Super reflexes, super strength. Not too special if you hear the stories about other drifters like the undead drifters, cyborg units, or... And then it continues. So you can see here that obviously that is exactly what we need. We're collecting data right now whenever we complete one of these levels. So I'm going to go to Restructured Central this time around. And let's see what's going on here. Alright, so we come across these guys already? That's kind of harsh. Okay, let's use my melee against them a little bit. Melee is not exactly powerful right now, so it is a little bit difficult to use unless you're actually fighting, shall we say, weaker enemies. If you fight weaker enemies, then you're going to have no problem whatsoever using melee. And I would assume later down the line, when you unlock potentially better melee weapons, then obviously you're going to have an easier time of things. I do know that in Unloved, which is this developer's previous game, which I very much enjoyed, it did allow you to have certain types of builds. You could have all kinds of different builds. You could even go for a build which was melee focused, where you could potentially heal whenever you would kill something with melee. And obviously that game was very, very similar to this. It was played in the first person, and it was very fast-paced, but a little bit different because you had the added, shall we say, tension builder of the quote-unquote AI director doing a little bit of trickery behind the scenes. So when you would open a door, for example, if you were to let's say you were to open 3 doors in quick succession, then you would have big problems because the AI director would be like, oh, they're doing too well, because you could also play it co-op. And yeah, so the AI director would be like, oh, they're doing too well, I better spawn more enemies. And that's exactly what happened. The AI director would spawn many enemies, and well, you'd get swarmed. And if you were able to handle it, then that's all very well and good for you, and then you could continue onward. Now I have to be very careful here. I just blew myself up a little bit, so obviously that's not very good. But, oh, there we go. I am actually at full HP, and this is the exit. So this is the exit right here. You can see the mini-map in the top right is obviously going to let me know where I've been and where I need to go. Let's open this door, and there's a chest. Very nice indeed. I have no idea what was in the chest, but now it's going to spawn some enemies. So obviously I'm going to fight a little bit here. This also reminds me a little bit of Painkiller. I don't know whether you know the game Painkiller. It reminds me of that a little bit because obviously the arena fights are kind of similar to that. And obviously the speed is very reminiscent of Serious Sam and the games like that, because obviously, you know, you're running around very fast in that game as well. But yeah, otherwise, if you'd like to check out this game, there is a link in the description, as I said, and I think I'm actually going to exit. I think there's nothing more for me to do. Well, technically there is. I could technically go into the facility again, but I'm actually pretty happy with just exiting and checking out what was in the booty chest. And I think I'm actually going to level up as well. There's a number of achievements regarding leveling up and fighting a number of enemies. As you can see, I actually killed almost 50% of the units that were available here. And I'm going to open the chest. Oh, there we go. Okay, so from the chest I gained the C color. Now, of course, if you're lucky, you can gain some weapons from that as well. But there we have it. We've also unlocked the next bit of the story, and you can see here. Let's continue from where we left off. Cyborg units or weavers that can materialize stuff out of thin air. People didn't like it. They thought we were demon hybrids and possessed. Drifters are getting hunted and killed like witches used to. These days, I'm just trying to survive this hellhole. And yeah, so now that means that I will be able to complete this episode and gain the Dimension Drifter Special, a custom version that suddenly appeared out of nowhere. So that means that we now have another log file to unlock, and so I need to play more missions to unlock more data to get that log and to obviously be rewarded with additional gear. So you can see here, that's the Dimension Drifter Special. I'm going to be using that, and I have no idea whether it actually does anything different, but I would assume it probably does in some way. And so that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.